Maybe his parents are poor and he has to send them money.
I'll take your bags and get you checked into first class.
We can't afford this. So your family is rich?
We're comfortable.
That is exactly what a super rich person would say.
Crazy Rich Asians is directed by John Chu and it stars Constance Wu, Henry Golding, Michelle Yeoh, Ken Jeong, and Awkwafina. Now, Crazy Rich Asians is an adaptation of the best-selling book in that best-selling trilogy, and it follows this girl from Brooklyn, and she's dating this guy named Nicholas Young, and he doesn't talk about his family that much, but he invites her to Singapore to see his family for his best friend's wedding, and then when she gets there, she finds out that he is incredibly rich. We are talking crazy rich. See what I did there? Michelle Yeoh, who plays Henry Golding's mum, she's trying to impress her so that she feels like she is suitable enough to date Henry Golding. And it's a romantic comedy based around that premise, and quite frankly, it is a fantastic, by far one of the best romantic comedies of the last few years. Constance Wu, her character, she is incredibly charismatic when she's on screen, and she's just instantly relatable to any situation she's been put in, whether it be the awe of someone you know being incredibly rich, or being in a completely foreign environment, or to your own, and then also just being judged of who you are and being just terrible things, just incredibly relatable things that happen in everyone's lives. Henry Golding is also really good in the movie too. This is a better performance here than it was in The Simple Favor, which I reviewed a couple of weeks ago, but he does a great job here. He's charismatic. He's a much more interesting character here as well than he was in A Simple Favor, so I'm really interested in seeing what he has coming up for the future, because he's got two really solid movies out, and he's like male leads in both of them. The supporting cast as well is also fantastic. Everyone is absolutely hilarious when they come through, and basically because it's kind of, you're not just laughing at them, you're laughing at their jokes, you're laughing at sort of the actions that they do, then they put them in uncomfortable situations, but you're also laughing at the fact of how incredibly rich they are. Like, rich to the point where you just don't believe that anyone could be that possibly stupidly rich. Like, they throw a bachelor party on like a cargo ship. That's insanely rich. Pointlessly insanely rich, and it's absolutely hilarious. Ken Jeong is also a powerhouse in this movie when it comes to jokes. Every joke he has, he crushes. He is hilarious in the film. He even has a really funny joke about chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets. Amazing. The dialogue amongst all the characters is incredibly witty and quick, and you kind of understand that this banter is it's like it's a real family. Like, this family they've aged together and they have a power dynamic, and the witty dialogue only complements it further. The costume design is also absolutely terrific, mostly because it's high-end fashion, and even though some of the basic stuff is absolutely great as well. And I would love to see this movie nominated at the Academy Awards for costume design, because quite frankly, I think it deserves it this year, if anything else. I look back here, and what can I see for costume design? I see Black Panther. I'm looking. Nothing else stands out from this year quite like Black Panther and Crazy Rich Asians when it comes to costume design. And then the cinematography is also quite beautiful. Every shot seems to have a really good, fine point, and it also helps that Singapore is an incredibly beautiful place to film. So, shots like in a wedding, beautiful. Shots of the skyline, beautiful. Shots of them outdoors, they're all just beautiful. And the movie also improves on the fact that the movie is incredibly heartfelt. I did shed a tear towards the end because it just grabbed you, hooked you, and it had you for the entirety of the movie, and it's absolutely fantastic. It also, coincidentally, is John Chu's first good movie after he did Now You See Me Too, the Justin Bieber movies, and Gem and the Holograms. He finally got one that's really good, and for some reason I'm slightly proud, but also a little bit annoyed that he can't just be a bad director, but I'm also really proud. So if you ever see this for some reason, congratulations, John Chu. If I do have one negative in the movie, it's that there is occasionally too many characters in the ensemble, that it feels like you just could have fine-tuned a few off. Just like, I know it wouldn't have given the sense of such a large and extensive family, but it just ended up getting a little bit confusing when you're having like, oh, there's three brothers, and it's like, oh, Eddie, John, and whatnot, and you spend like 2 minutes on each, 30 seconds on characters when you're explaining who they are at the beginning of the movie, and then you cut back to them every now and then, and then you don't get that much, you know, you're just trying to piece together what happened, and it doesn't do that great, no. But Crazy Rich Asians though is an incredibly fantastic romantic comedy, and I cannot recommend it highly enough, so I will say that Crazy Rich Asians, I'll buy it on DVD. Have you seen Crazy Rich Asians? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to become another part of Pie, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Well done, you made it to the end of the video. Why don't you click on one of these 2 videos for more content, or subscribe, so just be reminded of when I upload, so you know, subscribe. That'd be great.